Heatco furnaces are shipped pre-calibrated and are 100% test fired before leaving the factory. The following test procedure is for training and field verification purposes. This is a standard MA control board. The control involves a 24-volt AC transformer, a Maxitrol SC40 signal conditioner, a fan speed control, and an ignition controller. The heating unit gas train uses a Maxitrol EXA modulating valve and a combination gas valve. These are the tools you will need to complete the test fire: a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a 3/32 Allen wrench, a toggle switch with wire leads, a 0 to 10 volt DC generator, a manometer, and a precision flat tip screwdriver. To test fire the heating unit, you will need to do the following: remove the regulator access cap on the combination gas valve, remove the EXA modulating gas valve cover, install a pressure tap in the gas manifold and connect a manometer, connect the heat enable switch between terminals T1 and T2, connect the 0 to 10 volt DC generator to the SC40 signal conditioner input terminals T10 and T11. Make sure that the polarity is correct. In the field, you may control the heating unit with the air handler control. Be sure to follow the same testing procedure and modulating control signal values. Connect the supply voltages to L1 and L2 and ground terminals. To begin the test fire sequence, open the manual shutoff valve that is located upstream of the heater gas valves. Supply the source voltage to the heater control. The SC40 blue power LED will come on. Close the heat enable switch to initiate the startup sequence. The induced draft fan will start and the green AFS LED on the SC40 will turn on. The induced draft fan will run at high speed for a 15-second pre-purge period. The yellow SU LED, gas valve, and spark igniter are energized and the burners cross light. The heater continues to run with high-speed fan and the burner at mid-fire for a 30-second warm-up period. During this period, the 0 to 10 volt DC modulation signal is ignored. After the warm-up period has expired, the yellow SU LED will turn off and the green mod LED will turn on. The modulating valve will then move to the operating position specified by the modulation signal. Supply 10 volts DC to the SC40. Set high fire by adjusting the regulator on the combination gas valve to obtain 3.4 to 3.5 inches water column for natural gas or 9.5 to 10.0 inches water column for propane. Reduce the analog input voltage to 0 volts DC. The inducer fan will drop to low speed and the red R1 LED will turn on. Depending on the heater model, the green AFS LED may be on or off. Verify the manifold pressure is 0.3 inches water column for natural gas or 1.1 inches water column for propane. If the manifold pressure is incorrect, adjust the EXA modulating gas valve by pressing and holding down the right button. A red blinking LED will flash when the valve is ready to set the low fire position. Using the right button to decrease manifold pressure and the left button to increase manifold pressure, set the manifold pressure to 0.3 inches water column for natural gas or 1.1 inches water column for propane. Once the desired manifold pressure is achieved, press and hold both buttons until the red LED turns off. This will save the low fire valve position. Increase the modulation signal to the SC40 to 5.2 volts DC. Verify that the red R1 LED turns off and that the inducer goes to high speed. If the red LED turns off, then continue to high fire position. If the red R1 LED does not turn off, use a flat tip precision screwdriver to adjust pot number 2 labeled R1 on the SC40. Turn very slowly counterclockwise until the red R1 LED turns off. This sets the transition point for the inducer fan speed. Increase the modulation signal to 10 volts DC to the SC40. Verify the high fire manifold pressure has remained 3.4 inches to 3.5 inches water column for natural gas or 9.5 inches to 10.0 inches water column for propane. Remove the call for heat by opening the heat enable switch. The combination gas valve will close, shutting off the supply of gas to the burners. The flames will extinguish and the inducer will start its 30-second post-purge period. Once the inducer fan is off, turn off the supply power to the heating unit. If in the field, make sure that the air handling unit controller wire leads are reconnected and secured properly before commissioning the heating unit back into operation.